Chapter 11, Section 4, Solving Inequalities by Multiplying or Dividing. The objective of this lesson is to learn how to solve and graph inequalities by using multiplication or division. If both sides of the inequality are multiplied or divided by a negative number, the inequality symbol must be flipped. Now remember, when graphing an inequality on a number line, an open circle means that the point is not part of the solution, and a closed circle means that the point is part of the solution. Let's take a look at our examples. In the first example, we have 12 is less than a over 4. Now remember, when we solve equations, we want to clear fractions, simplify and combine like terms, undo addition and subtraction, then multiplication and division, then solve for our variable. If we take a look on the right-hand side of this equation, I have a divided by 4, so I want to clear this fraction. I can clear this fraction by multiplying. So I multiply the right-hand side of the equation by 4, I have to multiply the left-hand side of the equation by 4. Now, these 4's, one in the denominator and one in the numerator, those will divide out. So on the right-hand side, I have a left by itself. I've isolated the variable. On the left-hand side, I simply take 4 and multiply it by 12. I end up with 48 is less than a. So our variable is isolated. Now I need to graph this inequality. On a number line, I'm going to include 0 and the number 48. So I've got 0, and I'm going to put 48 off to the right. Let's go back to our inequality sign. We have less than. So because we have less than, I'm going to use an open circle above 48. The reason is because 48 itself does not solve this inequality. So if I put 48 in for the letter A, the inequality would read 48 is less than 48. Well, that's not true. So I do not want 48 to be part of the solution. So I'm going to use an open circle. Now, I've got two choices for my arrow. I can point my arrow to the left, or I can point my arrow to the right. Well, let's try 0. Let's put 0 in for A. 48 is less than 0. That's not true. So I'm going to try pointing the arrow to the right. Let's grab a number off to the right and test it. 100 is off to the right. Let's put 100 in for A. 48 is less than 100. That is true. So 48 less than A. This is how we would graph it on a number line. Let's take a look at our second example. I've got negative 9 times b is less than or equal to 45. There are no fractions to clear, so we're going to move on to isolating the variable. b is being multiplied by a negative 9. I can undo that multiplication by division, as long as I divide the right-hand side by the same number. I'm going to divide by 9 on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. These negative 9's will divide out. On the left-hand side, I'll be left with b. On the right-hand side, 45 divided by negative 9 is negative 5. Now, because I divided both sides of the inequality by a negative number, the inequality symbol needs to flip. So, less than or equal to will become greater than or equal to. So my inequality simplified is b is greater than or equal to negative 5. Now we're going to graph this solution on a number line. I'm going to put in 0 and negative 5. Negative 5 is going to be off to the left. Let's take a look at our inequality sign. It is greater than or equal to. Because of the or equal to, I'm going to have a closed circle over negative 5. Let's test it. Let's put negative 5 in for b. Is negative 5 greater than or equal to negative 5? Yes, that does solve the inequality. Now, again, now I have to draw an arrow either to the left or to the right. Let's put a number in for b. Let's put in 0 and see if that is a solution. Is 0 greater than or equal to negative 5? It is. So my arrow is going to move to the right.